Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, this is not the video that I had planned to make today. I know I say that a lot, and people are always like, you say that this wasn't the video that you were going to make, but you know this was exactly the video. No, this was not the video that I was going to make. In fact, I showed this the other night on my vlog. I keep a pad over here. I'm old school, okay? I'm old school. I used to keep a list of things in my phone, but I'm so old school that I never refer to my phone, my notes app. So just for example, I don't know if you'll be able to see this in here, but I keep like every single day in my phone of things that I have to do. The last time that I did it, where is it at even? I don't even see it. I usually have it written. Thursday, November 2nd was the last time that I made my list in my phone. And so I have on here vlog, drama, Peterisms, review, booktube, Peter does stuff, recap reality channel. And then I put on there what I want to make videos about, right? But what I found was that I was never referring to my phone. And so somebody had sent me these post-it notes, which is literally just like a daily plan from 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. And so I started using these, and I found that they were much more effective because I am old school. I love notebooks, I love Sharpies, I love pens. I probably should have, been working in a cubicle so I could have had all of my post-it notes and Sharpies and everything like that because I'm obsessed, right? So somebody sent me these a long time ago, and I had them sitting out, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to start using these. So every single day, or every single night before I go to bed, I make a list of all the videos that I'm going to make the next day. So for example, this says on here Friday 11/3, that's today. And then I have down here listed vlog, and then it has an R next to it, that means record, and then vlog, and that means publish. There's a P next to it. And then you can see underneath here, drama channel, and then that says Jaclyn Hill, that was going to be my video for today. And then Peterisms, meditation. And then review, it says soup, because I'm going to be reviewing this French onion soup that I bought at Costco. And then, because that's for views. Like, I'm really doing videos for views over here, reviewing French onion soup from Costco. Okay, and then Peter Does Stuff channel, I have Christmas decorations that I'm going to be reviewing that I ordered from Amazon. Again, those are like highly viewed videos for the views. I'm doing it. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to do a booktube video or not today. And then my reality TV channel, I want to do the Roni reunion, the Real Housewives of New York reunion recap. And so many videos over there. Somebody asked me the other day, they tweeted to me, they said, do you do 90 Day Fiancé reviews on your reality TV show and recap channel, which is actually called Peter's Reality TV Recaps and Opinions, better known as, and that's my opinion, with Peter Monn. Yes, I do watch and cover 90 Day Fiancé. In fact, if you want to know all of the shows that I am watching right now, here is a list. I mean, you guys, this is how manic I am with the list. I don't know if you can see this or not, but like, I keep the little, things, and then once I watch the show, I like exit out that I've watched it. So for example, this is the list of my shows that I watch in a week. Are you ready? And most of them are for that channel. Big Brother, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, which is coming to an end. Sunday, I'm very sad. I mean, I saw it coming. I have to just tell you, I'm like so disappointed with this season of Big Brother, and I don't know why Bowie Jane thinks that she's going to win against Matt or Jag, but just the way that she's playing this game is just, okay. She thinks she's really doing something. She thinks she's really doing something, but she's not, okay? But I was very sad to see Cirie go. I mean, I knew she would. Cirie I would say about 6 weeks ago, or maybe right after her son got kicked off. I think she was kind of done with the show. I think she was kind of done playing. She was over it at that point. But I'm a Cirie super fan, so I was kind of sad to see her go last night. I actually, to be honest with you now, I hope that they are stupid enough to take Felicia to the final two, and that Felicia wins because people are so over Jag and Matt. And I actually really like Matt, so I don't want Jag to win, because I think that Jag has, although he's played a great competitive game and a great social game, I think he's done it in kind of, I don't know. But anyway, I would like to say, and I don't think Bowie Jane deserves to win at all. I would hope that maybe Miss Felicia would win. Although I will say this, one of the things I'm really impressed about this season of Big Brother is that older people have made it so far. So that has been really nice to watch, because usually when Big Brother, they have older people on there, they're like out right away, okay? I live for Mama Fee and her having stuff in her pockets of her robe and taking out her teeth to eat, and like, that's like, listen, like, that's real life, okay? I'm living for that. So I watch Big Brother, I watch Welcome to Plathville, Survivor and Amazing Race, Love After Lockup. Oh my God, this is my first time ever watching that. I love Love After Lockup. By the way, these are my new reading glasses from Caddis. They're blue, can you see? We were watching the Kardashians because I'm watching the Kardashians. I've never watched an entire, like my husband watches it, I'll watch it here and there. I've never watched it, like committed myself to watching a season of the Kardashians. It is as vapid and superficial as I thought it would be, but I'm watching it for the channel, okay? It's research. But anyway, I noticed that Kris Jenner, when they were doing, when she and Khloe were like interviewing girls to go on dates with Scott Disick, she took off her reading glasses and they were Caddis reading glasses. I was like, oh my God, me and Kris Jenner wear the same reading glasses. Okay, so not sponsored, but I love these reading glasses so much. Golden Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise. I didn't get to Golden Bachelor last night, but I watched Bachelor in Paradise. I'm living for that show too. Below Deck Mediterranean, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Miami, it just started this week. The Kardashians, 90 Day Fiancé, House of Villains, The Garden, which is one of my new favorite shows. The Garden, Commune or Cult, it's on Sundays, I love it so much. And then Love Island Games, which I haven't started watching yet. So those are the shows that I'm currently watching. I'm adding shows as they come up that people are asking me to watch. So people ask me that. But anyway. So what was I saying? Yeah, this was not the video that I was planning to make today. The video that I was planning to make was the Jaclyn Hill video. She came out in a video and apparently addressed that she hadn't drank in 90 days. People have been asking me to respond to this video. They said it's a really well done video, that she's very honest and vulnerable in the video. So I'm going to watch that video. I think a lot of people are wanting me to do that video as an alcoholic in recovery. So I will watch that video and I will respond to it. Tomorrow, I have so many things to do. We have a, you know what a sprinkle is now? We didn't have sprinkles 20 years ago, but we got a sprinkle to go to tomorrow, okay? Not a shower, a sprinkle, okay? I know there are people out there. This is where I get the comments where people are like, Peter, you're making fun of a sprinkle. It's a couple sprinkle. You're making fun of a sprinkle, so I'm going to have to unsubscribe to your channel. Okay, well, unsubscribe. I don't know what to tell you, okay? Thank you for hanging around as long as you did. But we have a sprinkle to go to tomorrow, okay? And then after that, Alex has something that he has to do, and then we're going to our nephew's birthday party. So it's a very, very long day. So I think what I'm going to do is watch the Jaclyn Hill video later and then film it out on the front porch tonight so that I have that to go up tomorrow, and that will probably be the only video that I film tomorrow. Unless I get real energetic today and I start filming 2 Peterisms videos and 2 this and 2 that and whatever. But people ask me all the time, they're like, how do you make so many videos in a day? From Post-it notes. Not sponsored by Post-it notes, but they should. True story, you can now see it. See, it's my list. Not sponsored by Post-it notes that have saved my life. I think Post-it notes have saved my life for the last 30 years. But anyway, this was not the video that I was going to make. I was going to do the Jaclyn Hill video, so I will probably post that video tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it will be up on Sunday. So let me kind of tell you about the last, well, I don't know, 14 hours of my life. I'm gonna have a little Diet Coke. I was having some coffee and it just didn't hit right this morning, so I was like, I need a Diet Coke. Well, it's not even this morning. It is currently 3:35. I was like, I need a Diet Coke. My husband's inside watching Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. Lisa's on there right now talking about her son getting placed in Colombia for his mission. Lisa from Salt Lake City. So anyway, I was like, I'm gonna go outside, I'm gonna make this video real quick. And he was like, okay, real quick probably means it'll be 45 minutes or something like that. Because this is what happened. Okay, so last night I went to bed, which early for me on a Thursday night, because my husband, he has like meetings at home on Fridays, but he doesn't usually go into work. So we stayed up and we caught up on all of our housewives last night. We caught up on the Real Housewives of Miami premiere, Salt Lake City, Beverly Hills, caught up on all those, and then it was like 12 o'clock, so we got into bed, and I was like, I'm gonna lay down for an hour, then I'm gonna watch some shows. Well, I fell asleep, like completely fell asleep. 5:30, Boo Radley, our little dog's jumping down, getting back up in the bed, I was like, okay, he's up for the morning, he wants to get up. So I took Boo Radley, he was running all over the house, I took him outside, let him run around, got him some late night dinner, he likes to eat real late at night, and then got him some treats and all that kind of stuff, brought him back to bed. Well, then I was like, I'm up. So that's when I watched Bachelor in Paradise. And then I tried to go back to bed after that. Well, it took me like an hour to fall asleep, and then when I did, I was like out. Okay, I didn't go back to bed till about 7 something. And then I was like out. And I set my alarm for like 11:30, 11:40, something like that, right? And I was like, I'm just gonna get like another 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Didn't happen, okay? I slept straight through, and my husband was going into his meeting, and I was like, oh, it's like 1:30, so I gotta get up, right? So my plan was to come down here, and I was gonna watch a Jaclyn Hill video. I was, of course, do my prayers, meditations, and my gratitude list like I do every day. And then I was going to watch a Jaclyn Hill video, and I was going to do like an immediate response to it. Unfortunately, the way that my day unfolded is not necessarily that way. So, a lot of stuff was brought to my attention, which I'll get to in just a second. But I did take some notes before. You can even see on my video that it says Jaclyn right here. Last night I wanted to say a few things. I got so many. Now I'll tell you, over this Rosanna Pansino thing, I lost about 200 subscribers. But I want to tell you all a story. Okay. So you all know I worked in treatment back in the day, right? So when I worked in treatment back in the day, I worked with this fantastic counselor, and I used to run this aftercare group, and she asked to take the aftercare group over. We all like exchanged duties and things like that. I had run it for a couple years. She took it over. At the time that she took it over, there were probably about 20 some people in that group. She got in that group, and I sat in with her for the first 2 sessions, and she realized very quickly that the people that were in that group weren't necessarily real serious about staying sober, and that the majority of them were there for probation and things like that, but they would just, like, you know, be talking about other things. They could care less. They weren't doing anything for their sobriety. So she made an announcement after the first group, and she said, and she asked me, she was like, what do you think about this? I said, it's your group, you do what you want to do with it, right? And she said, in the second group, she said, if you're here for probation, I'll write you guys probation letters and say that you fulfilled your duties by coming as many times as you did. You don't have to come anymore. And I just want people here that really want to be here. Like, I only want people in this group that really only want to be here because they're really serious about what we're talking about in here, and we're really serious about sobriety and things like that. She showed up the next week, and out of, like, I don't know, 26, 30 people, there were 4 people. She ended up building a group from 4 people to about 12 people that were very, very serious about sobriety. And I would probably have to guess, because I see these people around, that like 80% of those people, I mean, this is like 20 years ago, that 80% of these people are still sober today, right? They're still fighting the good fight. They have amazing lives because of that today. I don't know about those other people. I hope that they're sober today. I really do. But the message that she was sending was that she really only wanted people that were there because no matter if they agreed with what she said or didn't, that they could have serious conversations, they could talk about serious topics, they could talk about sobriety, they could be the real deal, right? And so I said to her, like, after the 4th or 5th time, I said, you, like, literally only have, like, 4 people in this group. And she said, I don't care. She said, the people that are here are the people that want to be here. So after much thought, that is how I feel. It's very sad that I feel that people feel like they need to leave my channel over my opinion or my tone. I've really listened to what you had to say, and I'm going to tone it down a little bit. So, you know, there's a lot of people, though, this is where it's hard for me. It's like when I talk in my vlog about, like, not being able to sleep, people will say, I mean, I'll literally get 30 comments in a row, and people will say, well, you should do this, or you should do that, and you should do this, literally 30 different suggestions. And so when I say I don't know if I should stand up for myself anymore, it's literally like one comment that says, like, yeah, like, you know, your tone is very loud, and I just can't do it anymore. It's not who I used to watch. It's followed by like 4 or 5 comments of people saying, I live for this era, keep on standing up for yourself, and I kind of live for the cussing, and, you know, you telling people to get fucked, which is a total joke. The fact that people know that that's a joke that I use in my channel, but then you take such issue with it when I say it about one person, is like, that's literally hypocrisy, okay? So if that's the game that we're gonna play, you know, like, hey, listen, I don't really care if those people leave my channel. I would rather have it be for people that really want to be over here and really enjoy my videos and what I have to say. I mean, nobody's forced to watch my channel. And at the expense of losing a lot of people, I already have. You know, I said something to my husband last night, kind of like, we were watching shows, and I like looked, and I said, man, I've lost like 200 subscribers off this channel. He was like, are you upset about it? And I go, no. I said, if those people feel like they need to go find something else, they can, right? Back in the day, that would have really upset me. I know that I'll do some video and I'll get a bunch of subscribers back, and then I'll lose a bunch of subscribers over an opinion, and this video today will probably not be a popular opinion, and people will probably be very upset about it, and that's okay, because what I have decided is, it is more important for me to stick to my integrity. I've learned this in the 7 years that I've been doing drama commentary. It's more important for me to stick to my integrity. It's more important for me to stick to my beliefs than it is for me to say what's popular or to do something that is popular. My integrity is more important to me. My father said to me one time, I was talking to him about integrity, and he says, once you give your integrity away, you can never get it back. I think that's true. So my integrity is more important to me than having the popular opinion or doing something that is popular. So at the expense of losing 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to keep on saying what I have to say, and I'm going to keep on holding people accountable. And if you have an issue with that and you have to leave my channel, that makes me sad, but I totally understand at the same time, right? But I want to say that I got so many supportive DMs and emails last night from people. I got so many people that shared stories with me of saying, I don't really think you realize that you standing up for yourself has allowed so many people to stand up for themselves. I am such and such age. I'm this age. I'm that age. I've never been able to stand up for myself. And just you doing it in a public platform and showing it, even though I can tell it's causing you so much stress and it is exhausting, is like sending such a message to people that they can do it too. I am going to continue to stand up for myself. I am going to continue to hold people accountable. If you can't handle that on this channel, that's fine. I can do that in a way where I don't have to be nasty and whatever as you guys see it. I can tone it down a little bit, cuss less, whatever, right? But I'm going to continue to hold people accountable, right? So that was the first thing I want to say. Thank you for all the supportive emails and DMs. I mean, people like literally sent paragraphs sharing stories of their life, and that things that I said in my video about being bullied in school and teachers not doing anything about that. And I just want to say this because I got a couple comments from several different teachers that said I was making a generalization. I was sharing my experience. I've shared in many of my videos, especially my vlogs, that my mother was an educator for much of her life. I do not look down on educators. I have a lot of friends of mine that are administrators in education. I have a lot of friends of mine that are teachers. I have a lot of friends of mine, my neighbors, both her and her, are retired teachers. You know, I adore teachers, okay? What I don't adore is when teachers turn a blind eye, or what they say is, well, we try so hard, but you're working against the system. Well, there are kids that are dying out there, okay? And I understand that you're one teacher with 30 students over 7 class periods, and that's difficult. I totally understand that, right? Which is why I think there needs to be better education about bullying. I think people don't know this, but before I got on YouTube, I very heavily was into campaigning and working with schools about anti-bullying campaigns. My husband and I both were, okay? I went and spoke to schools and to educators and administrators about my experience of being bullied and what I thought schools could do. This isn't just something that I throw out there like I was bullied, okay? Like, I've done a lot of work on the other end of it. I don't take any issue with teachers. I think teachers have some of the hardest jobs in the entire world and are some of the most underpaid people for what they do. They are literally helping mold our future. So I take no issues with teachers. I think you guys have extremely difficult jobs, right? But when kids are dying over bullying, or they're experiencing extreme trauma in their childhood, that is their foundation years for the rest of their lives, there's not really a lot of excuses that are good enough for me, right? And so, I don't know, it's just, I don't want anybody to take that personally. I was sharing my experience of having been bullied and having almost no teachers, with the exception, I had teachers that were kind, but I very rarely ever had teachers that stood up for me. So that was my experience. I was sharing my experience. I wasn't making a generalization. And in fact, in my 12 years of education, going to school before I went to college, that wasn't a generalization. I said this in a comment back to somebody. That was the majority. I had teachers that would stand at the front of the classroom while kids called me the F word in the entirety of it, out loud in class, and the teachers would do nothing. And if I ever stood up for myself, which I only did once or twice, and I actually included a scene like this, because one of my friends stood up for me in high school, I actually included this scene in my book that I wrote, because I wrote a book in 2014. And I included this scene in the book, and what happened in that situation was that my friend left the class, and then she ended up getting in trouble. I didn't include that scene in the book, but she ended up getting in trouble and going to the dean's office. And when I walked out of the class that day, the teacher looked at me and she just said, "I'm really sorry, I didn't know what to do." You're an adult, okay? Standing in front of a bunch of 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds, and you have somebody literally calling you the F word in front of you. That was the majority of what I experienced. It was not a generalization for me. That was every day of my life. That was my experience. And I said to this person, I said something to the effect of, "So you're invalidating my experience of what I've gone through? Take that very, very serious." So literally I probably got 100 DMs last night and emails, okay? So for those people out there that shared your story with me and said that you experienced the exact same thing from teachers, you experienced the exact same thing from schools, that you were bullied your entire life. Some people said, "I went through 6 different schools and experienced the same thing at every different school and no teacher stood up for me." I think we can do better, okay? I'm not blaming teachers. I think it takes a village to raise a child. I'm blaming all of us. I think we can all do a better job, so the children of our future, okay, do not have to suffer the pains of our past. I really believe that. So I just want to make that very, very clear. But I appreciate all the support that I got. It was overwhelming. And since I do focus a lot on negative comments and reading them, I just want to say the overwhelming amount of support that I received in the comment section yesterday, as well as I lost 200 subscribers. And in the grand scheme of things, to be honest with you, it makes me sad, but I'd rather have people that want to stay and watch my videos than people that are put off by being down. So, hey, listen, we're starting fresh, right? It's a new day. But the amount of support that I got in my comment sections and the DMs was just like overwhelming amount of love. And I just want to say I appreciate it so much. So much. You have no idea what it meant to me to see those comments. So thank you so much. The other thing that I wanted to say was that I got a couple messages from people that were very, very worried that I was like on the edge of burnout. I don't feel that way, okay? This is where I talk about, and I did do kind of some evaluation over it last night, because when I got the comments, I was like, well, I don't see that, so is there truth to this? I kind of have to work things out, and for me, ever since I started YouTube on any of my channels, and I feel like my vlog is kind of floating into my other areas of my channel, but ever since I've started my channels, like, I've always just lived out loud. Like, that's a recovery saying, to live out loud, and that's what I do on all of my channels. I'm not a YouTuber that is going to hide behind the scenes and get on camera and be like, "Hey, you guys, how are you?" Like, no, if I'm going through some shit, I'm gonna bring it to video and I'm gonna say I'm going through some shit, right? Like, that's who I am. And part of why I have learned to do that is because I want to normalize for people what this is like. I don't want it to be fakety. I've shared this many times before. When I started watching YouTube, I watched a lot of gay couples. I would say none of which are still together today, right? And every video would be like, "Oh my God, you guys, hi, we love each other so much. We've been together 2 weeks." And then 2 weeks later, they'd be broken up and their channel would be down, right? And I can remember saying to my husband at the time, I'd be like, "Oh my God, these couples are so much in love. Like, they are just like so happy 24 hours a day." He's like, "Yeah, it's not real. It's fake. For the videos, Peter, you get that, right?" And I was like, "But I want fairy tale." So when I got on video, I decided that whether I was talking about recovery or whether I was talking about grief with my mother's loss or friendship or whatever I was going on through on YouTube or marriage issues, and I've talked a lot about that, about my husband and I being in marriage counseling and almost getting divorced and things like that, because I want to send out a normalized idea of what is going on in the real world. I know that people want to come here for escape, and I think that's great, okay? And I want to continue to do the funny haha videos, and today I was going to do the Jaclyn Hill video, which is going to be serious, and tomorrow I was going to do this funny haha video. Just keeps on getting sent back and forth, but I think there are some important things to talk about, right? That's what you're going to find on my channel. If that's off-putting, I don't know what to tell you, okay? But then I got this comment, and somebody said that they felt like they were witnessing the this comment meant so much to me. I just want to tell you this. I don't remember who said it. I didn't screenshot the comment, but they said they felt like they were witnessing the evolution of me in real time. And I was like, oh my God, I love this so much, because I am a believer that as human beings, we constantly change and evolve. This is why I love the term that is thrown into my face on a regular basis, remain teachable. Okay? Because as long as we remain teachable, we are forever evolving and growing. And the fact that people see that on video, that I am changing and becoming somebody else than I was 2 days ago or 2 years ago, is awesome. It's testament to the work that I'm doing. And that's really cool to me. I know that that's not comfortable for a lot of people, and I understand that. I totally get it, right? I think that there's a way for me to find a happy medium between that. But I just want to say that comment specifically really meant a lot to me. So, let's talk about Payroll 2.0. Well, should we talk about Escape the Night first? Okay, let's talk about Escape the Night first. So, Escape the Night, which is a show that I could care less about, right? But I have been covering Joey Graceffa and Daniel Prada for quite some time now. Because they, well, Joey Graceffa was really close with Colleen Ballinger. I mean, done tons of videos. Done so many videos with Colleen Ballinger that they've done videos reacting to their past videos, okay? Of which Joey Graceffa himself is inappropriate in those videos, just to make that clear, all right? I've called out Daniel Prada long before he ever did his video that he included 6 minutes at the very end of talking kind of about Colleen Ballinger, saying that he wasn't going to continue to be around problematic people even though he continued to be around James Charles, okay? So that video to me is bullshit because he said he was going to do better. He hasn't done better. He's continued to do the same. So that video for me was bullshit. So Daniel Prada is bullshit as far as I'm concerned. Is that too harsh to say? Now, you guys don't have a problem when I say that about Daniel Prada, but when I say that about Rosanna Pansino, it's too much, right? Okay, we're gonna talk the truth over here. I'm not gonna water myself down and what I believe and what my opinion is so that to make people more comfortable. I'm not gonna do that. If you're gonna watch my videos, you're gonna get the real deal, period, okay? So, Daniel Prada to me is bullshit, okay? Because he got in this video that was performative because he knew that his career was suffering because of his friendship with Colleen Ballinger. So he unfollows her on Instagram and Twitter. Well, he took down his Twitter before that. Unfollowed her on Instagram, okay? And then got in a video and kind of addressed it and said, I'm going to do better. But continued to follow James Charles, who is a self-proclaimed predator. Colleen Ballinger has never come out and said that she did these things, even though there's factual evidence. James Charles has come out and said that he's done these things, and in fact said that he's still doing the same things he was doing 4 years ago in an article this year, and Daniel Prada continues to stand behind him and support him, as does Manny MUA, since we're going to be talking about him today too, okay? Manny MUA, who was just in his launch, just did a review of his painted palette, has continued to go to his, you know, all this stuff. Manny MUA is part of all this too, okay? Which I think you guys know that I don't support Manny MUA anymore. Alright, so this whole situation with Joey Graceffa and Daniel Prada, I've been following very, very closely. You know, Joey Graceffa has never come out and talked about Colleen Ballinger. I think he finally unfollowed her on Instagram. Okay. You know, you literally built a career, and people are like, Joey Graceffa didn't build a career off of Colleen Ballinger. Do you know how many videos he did with her? Do you know how many views those videos got? He literally cross-pollinated his audience with Colleen Ballinger. Don't tell me he didn't gain 1 or 2 subscribers off of that, okay? That are still there today. And if Joey Graceffa gained, let's say, 500 to 1,000 subscribers off of the amount of videos that he did with Colleen Ballinger, which is probably a very, very low amount. It was probably closer to 10,000 to 100,000 subscribers that he gained off of doing collaborations with Colleen Ballinger, okay? Well, that equals money. So he has made money from those people viewing his channel to this day. Okay, so yeah, he did make money off of Colleen Ballinger and doing videos with her. Enough that he had her in Escape the Night. I mean, he can't come out and talk about her at all? Okay. So yeah, so Joey Graceffa is a predator protector. You know, and whenever I say that, people come for me because people that, like the 12-year-olds, they still love Joey Graceffa. I'm like, I love Joey Graceffa. So Joey Graceffa comes out and he starts talking about, or the Escape the Night account, which I don't even know why was recommended to me, okay? This is why Twitter or X or whatever it's called is bullshit too, because they recommend all this shit to you and it shows up in your timeline, stuff that you don't even care about, okay? It's ridiculous to me. So, Escape the Night showed up on my timeline one day and I was like, well, what's this going on? And they're all talking about how it's going to come back and things like that. This was like, hold on a second, I just had it all queued up. Why did it go out? Hold on, let me see if I can find where, no, I had the exact thing that I wanted pulled up. So, okay, so they came out about 6 days ago and they started tweeting, oh, I'm gonna have to find this again. They started tweeting all this stuff out, basically insinuating that the new season of Escape the Night was gonna come back. Okay, hold on, I'm at 5 days now. This is gonna stop in 30 seconds, so hold on. Okay, so here they came out 5 days ago, and they started saying all this kind of stuff about Escape the Night. Hold on, where's the one that I found that I wanted to they're like really coming for people too, right? Like telling people to seek mental help and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, it's just like on and on and on. They were like really coming for people. Wanted to bring a lot of attention to being very problematic on this Twitter. And I couldn't really figure it out. I was like, are they really being this problematic on their Twitter? Like really coming for people cutthroat? Because they're trying to be like hype it up to the point where people are going to want to watch Escape the Night. Like, is this all a marketing tactic? Like, that's pretty problematic in its own, right? Okay. So it goes on, and all these people, they're hinting out that it's coming back and all this kind of stuff. And somebody said, is this season set fully in the diner you showed us? And somebody said, you'll be seeing a lot more of that diner next week. That was 5 days ago, okay? And where was it at? This first, here it is, it's coming up, okay. A new chapter begins 11/2. Hashtag Escape the Night. And then they show like the screenshot from the thumbnail, okay? And then it goes on and it says, a turn of the key in Pandora's box opens once more to unleash an evil beyond your most sinister dreams. A new chapter begins 11/2, okay? I already know the comments that I'm going to get from this. People are going to say, well, it is a new chapter. Okay, no. This is deceptive marketing is what it is, okay? Somebody said all this kind of stuff, then people are talking, okay, then it goes back to 4/31/21 where they haven't posted. So it's literally in the last 5 days is nonstop tweeting out hints about the cast and who's going to be on the cast and is it Terry Joe, is it Trisha Paytas, is it this person, constantly, okay, on this Twitter. And I've been kind of like watching the Twitter to see if they say anything, right? So they finally release this premiere trailer, Joey Graceffa. It's now on Joey Graceffa's channel, okay? So they've been coming for YouTube Red, which was interesting to me, okay? Your show would never have probably taken off as great as it did without YouTube Red, but now you're coming for YouTube Red because they decided, they got to decide part of the cast, they got to decide part of who was, this is to me, like such a bad look. Okay, you literally got a show on YouTube Red. People were so proud of you that you had a show on YouTube Red. You literally just said on your tweets that this was the longest running show on YouTube Red, okay? But you don't say YouTube Red, you say YouTube, okay? And you got paid by YouTube Red, but now you're dogging YouTube Red now that YouTube Red is gone. So you're dogging YouTube Red, and you're saying that they had controlling deciding factors over the script, over the cast, and whatever. You're making a movie and it's an indie film, right? So that you have all control over that. Now, had you gone to a channel like Netflix, who fully supports Colleen Ballinger, they would have probably had some controlling factor over that too. That's kind of the industry. I have a lot of friends that work in the industry. I'm not sure if you're aware of that because you had your ex-boyfriend, fake relationship, as your co-producer on the show. So it was you guys producing the show. I have a feeling that they have more pull over who is on the show and all this kind of stuff than they actually want to act like they do. A lot of these people claim this shit, but they don't come out with any evidence, right? Can you show us those emails where, since you're coming out and calling out YouTube Red, can you show us those emails where YouTube Red sent you and said Trisha Paytas couldn't be on the show? Or was it that you thought Trisha Paytas was so problematic that you told her that YouTube Red said that you couldn't be on the show? Because you knew YouTube Red wasn't going to come out and address that. YouTube Red could care less about Trisha Paytas. You had Gabby Hanna on your show. They didn't have a problem with that. You had a lot of other people on your show. Okay, so I got to watch this premiere, right? And I'm thinking that the premiere is going to be like a clip because it's set in this diner. He's like, oh yeah, it's 1950s. It's fucking Riverdale is what it is, okay? You've watched so many episodes of Riverdale that you've literally copied Riverdale. And then I'm like watching, and it's kind of Manifest too. The show on Netflix, it's kind of Manifest because it's like all this like codes lighting up. It's very much that. It's like you watch like 3 shows and then you like put them all together to make Escape the Night, but you're the most original person in the entire world. Literally, if you watched it and you didn't know these people, you would think that it was Riverdale, okay? Riverdale with like, I don't know, scary twist to it. So, I mean, even like down to the letter jackets and stuff like that, you know, like, I can remember like watching some movie with my mom back in the day. Well, my mom was actually my mom grew up in the 50s. My mom graduated from Broadway High School, Go Ripple Rockets, in class 61. My aunt graduated in 59. So they lived in the 50s. And I can remember like watching like Hoosiers because they were like asking for extras and stuff like that for the movie Hoosiers, which is a basketball movie. And we were talking about something, and my mom said, we're talking about leather jackets, and my mom goes, that many people didn't wear leather jackets when I was in high school. I go, really? She goes, like, that's always this thing that they act out, like it's always like leather jackets. She's like, people didn't really wear that many leather. She goes, people wore leather jackets, but people didn't, like, she goes, people that even were in school and played sports didn't wear leather jackets that much. She goes, that's like this like thing that they've acted like for years, that like, you know, like a boyfriend will give his girlfriend a leather jacket. She's like, that was not really the case. So it's interesting to me, and I can remember having the same conversation with my aunt. She's like, yeah, I mean, I remember people wearing leather jackets, but it wasn't any more then than it is today, right? So the fact that this whole thing is like, oh, he's wearing a leather jacket, I'm like, this is so fucking Riverdale. So I'm watching this. It's like a almost 7 minute clip, right, of him in this diner, and he's got to dive through this door and all this kind of stuff. And I actually thought, okay, well, this is impressive. Like, I like this, right? Even though it seems like it's completely copied, but this is good. And so I'm watching this, and I'm thinking, like, at the end, what he's gonna do is he's gonna roll like the cast, okay? But then all of a sudden, you have Joey Graceffa sitting in a chair, and Joey Graceffa announces that this is a Kickstarter. Well, they're raising money, not through maybe Kickstarter, but they're raising money to make the Escape the Night movie. I'm like, what, girl? You and all your rich friends in Hollywood, you want to make an indie film, but you don't have enough money to put up your own money. Each of you put up $500,000 of your own money. Okay? But you got beauty influencers out here starting their own brands, but you don't have enough money to each put in maybe $100,000. Okay. So they're asking people to donate money, and there's different tiers, right? It's like a Kickstarter account. And you might be able to even be in the movie, okay? And you might be able to help pick out the cast. Well, I looked today. They've raised like over $25,000, okay, already in 24 hours. If I looked on here, I would probably say more. Because when I was looking up here, they were like, oh my God, we've raised like $25,000 in 2 hours, okay? Which is unbelievable to me. People want to come to my channel and they want to say there are really serious topics going on in the world, really serious issues going on in the world. There are really serious things going on in the world. Are you going over to Joey Graceffa's channel and telling him that instead of raising money for an Escape the Night movie, that maybe he should be raising money for a good fund out there of serious stuff? I hope that you are. Because if you're going to come for a lowly drama channel and tell me that I need to talk about serious topics when I'm not a news channel, you better the fuck be going over to Joey Graceffa's channel and telling him that instead of raising money for Escape the Night, that maybe he should take that $25,000 and donate it to something important that's going on in the world. You guys don't ever say that to them though, do you? Right? Okay. So, what is this? Joey Graceffa can make a video exposing Escape the Night tea because my phone has been fried all day. Joey Graceffa ain't going to come out and say anything that's going to burn him. Because people are going to be like, yeah, why don't you talk about Colleen Ballinger? That's the truth right there, okay? Why do you think Daniel Prada got off of Twitter? Goes on and on and on. Okay, this was 21 hours ago. Nearly $25,000 raised in a few hours. You guys are stars. We have such an exciting next 2 months of updates, previous cast collabs, casting news, and really exciting fun lined up. Now, here's my issue, right? Okay, there has been speculation that James Charles has wanted to be on the show. Well, it's not speculation. He's come out and said it, that he wanted to be on Escape the Night for years, okay? And people are thinking that maybe James Charles might be in the new season of it. Now, Joey Graceffa has never spoken out against Colleen Ballinger, so we don't know that Colleen Ballinger isn't going to be in the Escape the Night movie. People are begging for Trisha Paytas to be in the thing. A lot of people think that Trisha Paytas is problematic. Before I was given my money to any movie, I would kind of maybe want to know who the cast of that movie is. Because I can tell you right now, I wouldn't be putting my money into any project that James Charles or Colleen Ballinger could possibly be a product of. Not to mention that when you look at the cast of the previous Escape the Nights, it is filled with problematic people, okay? It's filled with predator protectors. It's filled with problematic people. It's kind of like Escape the Night has cultivated this whole scene of problematic people, okay? So do I want to put my money in the pockets of somebody? And so they're also going to have traditional talent. Who? You're going to have to pay that person enough money to be on your show. So these people, why don't you do like a partnership, and then however much money the movie makes, each partner that donates money to help you make the movie, instead, if you're going to not donate it to charity, which you should, why don't, okay, let's say you raise $300,000, $500,000, right? And you make $1 million off that, which will happen on a movie like this. Why don't you give each of those investors that gave you money to start the movie, why don't you pay them back? you're gonna pocket the money. So people are putting money in your pocket, and I know that there's a lot of other movies out there that do Kickstarters and things like that. Trust me, I get it, okay? But most of those people, when you look up most of the indie filmmakers, they are people that are like literally living in an apartment in Indianapolis, Indiana, and they are like so in love with film, went to college for film, they're wanting to make a movie, and they just really do not have the resources, right? So, hold on a second. I wanted to look up Joey Graceffa's worth, because they're not people that are sitting. Joey Graceffa worth, none of these are ever really that accurate, right? But when you look at it and it's sitting here talking about millions of dollars of worth, $14 million, are you kidding me? Most people that are doing indie Kickstarter films, okay, are not people that are living in Italy for a month in an Airbnb like Daniel Prada, who's a producer on it. Producers are usually the people that are putting up the money for the movies in the first place, okay? So, I don't understand that. And they are not people that are worth $14 million, if that's true. I think Joey Graceffa is probably worth more than that. So, before I was willing to put my own money into somebody that could probably have a problematic cast, number one, I would want to know who that cast is, and number two, I want to know how much of your own money are you putting into this film. Are you looking at raising $1 million and you're putting in $500,000? With all the cast that you're going to have that's worth anywhere from $1 million to $10 million, because they're all famous people, influencers that you said, and things like that. And I mean, are they all going to put their money in there too? Are they as passionate about this project as your fans are, that they're putting their hard-earned money into a project that could have possibly problematic people in it that may not even come to fruition? Because if you put somebody that is problematic in your film, okay, like you've done in the past, and you've had all these other problematic people, and then between now and the movie release, something more problematic comes out about these people, are you going to just scrap the whole thing? It's not a YouTube video, it's a movie. Okay, you're saying it could be 20 minutes, it could be 87 minutes. I watched the whole thing, okay? So, what are you going to do if you end up putting in somebody like James Charles, and then James Charles comes out and there's a huge scandal involving him again, and it's a week before the movie's going to come out? Are you going to scrap the movie? And so then all these people that put money into your movie, it doesn't matter anymore? Like, this is a problem, okay? Like, this is where I take issue with these things. Before I was wanting to put any money into this, I would want to know who the cast is, whose money I'm putting pockets into, okay? Y'all don't do that when you go see a movie in the movie theater? You're telling me that if there's somebody that is seriously problematic out there, that you would continue to go see that movie anyway? There's a lot of people that wouldn't. I'm just telling you right now, okay? No matter what side you stand on, okay, there are a lot of people that actors have done this, actors have gotten involved in that you would never go see another movie that they were in again. So I do think it's important for us to know who the cast is, okay? When you're talking about you've had casts in the past that have had heavily problematic people in it. This is not brain science, and I know that this is not going to be a popular opinion. Put your money into it if you want. I'm not telling you not to, but for me, and I was never going to be putting money into Escape the Night anyway, let's just call it for what it is, but I sure as shit wouldn't be putting my money into a project that you guys are not being transparent about, okay? And you're using the pick the cast, so then when you do have somebody problematic in it, you can go, well, the people picked it. No, you ended up ultimately picking it. It's not, we're not going to blame this on the people. So when you have James Charles and Escape the Night, okay, because he's still getting 23 million, still has 23 million subscribers on YouTube, and then you go, well, people asked for James Charles to be on there, then you blame it on the people, right? When you literally have the final decision over this. We'll see who you cast in this movie. We'll see who it is. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about was this Escape the Night bullshit, which I'm just, like, blown away by. The second thing I want to talk about is what I see as Payroll 2.0, okay? Now, let's do a little history lesson for a second, right? 4 years ago, 5 years ago, Jeffree Star would send a makeup palette to a drama commentary channel, and people would literally lose their shit. Literally lose their shit, okay? People would say, you are on the payroll. They are sending you palettes. Even if you've talked about these people in the videos, even if you've talked about them negatively, they are sending you free makeup. They are literally giving you information before it comes out, okay? Which in some cases was true, in some cases it wasn't true. So, that was a huge issue, Drama channels took a huge hit off of that 4 years ago, okay? This is where I say things like, you know, we crawled so you could run kind of thing, right? It's like, the drama channels that existed 4 to 7 years ago, and I was one of those people, we took a lot of backlash and a lot of shit for the people today that are out there that are thriving and being very successful. And I've said this many times in my videos, okay? I'm very happy for those people. I don't believe I was ever a channel that was gonna blow up and have 1 million subscribers. I just don't, that was not my channel, okay? So I'm not jealous of those people at all, right? Like, they work very hard, they're great editors, they have their thing, I get it, right? And I'm gonna be talking about, so we're gonna talk about Spill Sesh today, because Spill Sesh came out and did a face reveal with Manny MUA. I have no issues with Spill Sesh. I follow Spill Sesh on Twitter. She followed me. I don't know if I'm going to continue to after this. I have to really sit with it and think about what I think. I mean, I can't continue to, like, not support people that support. I mean, it's like, where does it end at some point? And to be honest with you, I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash for saying this in a video, and it's whatever. You know, I'm going to talk about what I think is the truth on this channel. That's just what I'm going to say, okay? So, and I'm gonna spill some tea today that I've never spilled in a video before, but since Manny MUA wanted to bring up here for the tea in this video and act like, and paint this picture that was true, but he always wants to paint this picture of his relationship with her that wasn't accurate. So, and listen, okay? And when Sam passed away, she and I were not on good terms, and I've shared what that was about before, okay? And it was sad and it was petty. And Manny was the person that told me when he called me on the phone that he had just talked to Sam the week before and that she was wanting to call me and make things right. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's not, okay? But in our relationship of Sam and I being friends over the course of 3 to 4 years, we had many ups and downs, as many friendships do. Okay, there were times that I talked to her every single day. We talked about, people thought we talked about drama. That was very rarely what it was. We talked about our relationships, we talked about our dogs, we talked about her getting poutine at McDonald's. I considered her a very dear friend at times. And yes, I know that she said a lot of things about me, and that was hurtful, okay? But I think sometimes that's what friends do, okay? I don't hold that against her today. What I have an issue with is people pay, and I know people are going to be like, well, she can't defend herself. This is me defending her, okay? This is me defending Sam when we weren't even on good terms when we passed away. And it's something that I live with to this day that makes me sad, okay? So, it's interesting. Okay, so anyway, we'll get to that in just a second. So, Spill Sesh, who I've never had any issues with, like her videos, think she's a voice of integrity. I've always thought she was a voice of integrity, okay? And I've been knowing who she is for a while now because people behind the scenes have told me who she was. I put 2 and 2 together by seeing her on other people's Instagrams and things like that. It didn't take brain science, okay? I think she kind of wanted to probably, I don't know, maybe I don't know. I'm not going to put words in her mouth. But it seemed like she was wanting to, you know, be found out anyway or something, so fine. So she came out with this face reveal. I think that's fantastic, you know? Own it, girl. Own it all day long. She's beautiful, beautiful girl, isn't she? And so smart, right? And her technical skills of editing are just unbelievable. And her investigative skills are fantastic. I respect and I admired her a lot. Until today. Today, I really took issue with this. And you know, Dustin Daly said this in his video, and I'm going to say it in mine. Please don't go to her with a bunch of hate, okay? It's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm disappointed in her. I've had a lot of people come to me over a lot less and say they were disappointed in me. So I think this is a fair stance for me to take, okay? I'm disappointed because she was somebody that I always thought was kind of the voice of reason. You know, she would share something and she would share it from like a news investigative point of view, but then she would throw in there her opinion. So she does this face reveal and she does it with Manny. I don't think it's any mystery that I have called out Manny, and she doesn't have to. That's her business. I've been knowing for a while that she was friends with Manny. I've known that for a long time, okay? So anyway, heard about a lot behind the scenes. Heard a lot about how you feel about Manny. But anyway, so and whatever, that's whatever, right? When I was watching this video, it was interesting to me because she was talking about, like, she had 5 channels and none of them took off, and she had, like, one of these days, one of these things had to take off, and then, you know, she was working for TMZ, and I'm like, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. I don't trust TMZ. I think TMZ is I don't think they report the news accurately. I think they're bullshit, okay? I wouldn't admit that I worked for TMZ if I ever had, first of all. But hey, do you, girl. I got you where you got today, right? And like I said, I think she works very, very hard. I think the views that she gets and the subscribers that she has are well earned, okay? I think she has worked very hard to have that. But when she said that, I was kind of like, I mean, I just said in a video last week, you can go fact check this. I said, I think TMZ is full of shit, okay? They have only done like a couple articles about Colleen Ballinger and they haven't got a fact right yet, okay? They got people working on that staff there that are friends with Colleen Ballinger. Well, now I'm starting to figure it out, right? Then she's talking about how when she moved to LA, she went to Tana's birthday party and she went to David Dobrik's parties, and I'm like, okay, so I'll tell you what it reminded me of, okay? My husband and I used to watch Chelsea Handler's show literally every single night, right? We were also somebody that read Perez Hilton back in the day. I never really liked Perez's take because I always thought that he kind of did things. He outed people, which I took great issue with. He did things in ways that I didn't necessarily appreciate, okay? But I did think that he always had his finger on the pulse of things and he didn't have a problem calling people out, okay? But there were instances where I had to stop reading him and watching him. This was before he was doing videos. It was when he had his blog. I just stopped reading it because I just was like, I don't like this outing people stuff, right? I don't really care what the excuse is. I'm not about all that. So he was on Chelsea Handler one night. I'll never forget this. You guys can go look up the date. I don't know when it was, but it was long before I was ever on YouTube. And and he's like on the round table. Remember when they had like Lonnie Love and those people on the round table? I lived for that show, okay? And Chelsea Handler, she said it how it was, right? And so he's on the round table and she's asking him questions about like Paris Hilton and other people. And he's like silent. And he's like, well, I just went to Paris Hilton's birthday party last week. And we were like, oh, it is more important for him to be in the upper echelons of Hollywood, be invited to the party. Now he can't talk about these people anymore. Well, then he stopped getting invited to the parties and he started talking about them again, right? Because he thought he was going to get super famous by having these friendships with these people. I know people, like, he tells a different story today, but I watched it in real time. I used to read the blog, okay? When a lot of these people were, like, in middle school, I was reading his blog. Perez Hilton's not a lot younger than me, okay? So I was reading his blog back in the day when my husband and I first got together. I saw this all go down in real time. He can tell whatever story he wants to tell today, but that's not the truth, right? Okay. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching this interview, makeup reveal where Manny's doing her face and she's talking about going to David Dobrik's party and going to Tana Moja's party and she's kind of laughing about it and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is Perez Hilton all over again. Like, it's really, I really thought you were talking about the story because, and so I went back and I watched her video talking about James Charles holding myself accountable video, and she holds him accountable. And she has made probably, I mean, no less than 30 James Charles videos, okay? Sharing her opinion about how problematic he is. And I'm watching this, and I'm thinking to myself, so you've been friends with Manny for a while. You went to Tana's birthday party, and all this kind of stuff. Like, that's really important to you, right? You wanted a channel that would really take off. You got it. Hey, congratulations. I think that's great. But if any of us did this, I mean, we literally got decimated for receiving pallets. This was past the time where I said I didn't want PR anymore. Y'all remember that? This was a huge fucking deal on Drama Channel YouTube back in the day. I came out and said I didn't want PR anymore. And the reason why I said it was because I didn't think that I could get in a video and talk about somebody if they were sending me PR, okay? Because people would say I was being biased, and I didn't want that at all. So for me to be authentic to my audience, I did not want to receive any more PR, and I have not received PR since then, okay? Today, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I really don't, right? Drama channels were literally demolished. Videos were made. People were calling them out for being on the payroll, okay? It's still a word that is used today. Spill Sesh does her face reveal with Manny and MUA that myself and many other drama commentary channels have called out for being a predator protector of James Charles, who she has literally made 20 to 30 videos off of calling him out, okay? Monetarily made money off of calling James Charles out. and she has one of his closest friends do her face reveal, I'm confused. Can you even imagine? Let's just imagine for a second, okay? People have asked me to get up in drag. I've never been in drag in my entire life. I have nothing against it. I've never done it. I've always wanted to save it for a moment if I was going to do it, right? And I used to say back in the day, like, who I would do it. And I said back in the day that if I was ever going to do in drag, I would have Manny MUA do me up in drag or something like that. I think we even joked, he and I joked about it one time. I would never fucking today have Manny MUA put me up in drag, right? Okay, I have too much integrity for that. The views, the fame, all that kind of shit's not that important to me. I don't need to have a bunch of famous YouTuber friends, okay? My integrity is more important to me than that. I would never have Manny MUA put me up in drag today if I was going to do it, okay? Can you even imagine if I did a Halloween video or any video of Manny MUA putting me up in drag after the amount of times I've called out James Charles and called out Manny? Can you even imagine? Let's pick somebody else random, okay? Like, that's a friend of James Charles that, like, here, let me just look really quick. Just pick somebody random. Well, it won't show me the followers. Hold on a second. James Charles. Let's just pick out somebody random. He follows 432 people. Let me look through these people with somebody that I kind of know. Just found somebody else that I need to unfollow. Okay. Let me see somebody in here that you guys will know. Can't talk about Tana Mojo because I've already talked about her. Well, Glamzilla. I've never talked about Glamzilla before, okay? Now, does she follow James Charles? Let's see. Yeah, she's a predator protector too. So let's say if I had Glamzilla, and Spill Sash has talked about Manny in her videos before, okay? Let's say if I have called out James Charles so hard, and then I have somebody that is openly supporting, I don't know if she is, I don't know if she likes his pictures, but I'm just using this as an example. I don't know, okay? All I know is she follows him on Instagram, okay? I don't know. Let's just say Judy Smith, okay? If Judy Smith is somebody that is, like, liking his pictures, doing PR with him, things like that, right? Going to his launches, having dinners with him, going to birthday parties, things like that, hanging out with Coachella with him. If all of a sudden I had that person on my channel doing me up in drag, do you not think that I would literally get decimated and people would say, oh my God, you literally are having a predator protector do your makeup? Like, I am so unsubscribing to you. I lost 200 subscribers from Rosanna Pansino because people thought I was too harsh when I said nothing less about her than I've said about every other person I've ever talked about on this channel, and people are still taking issue with it. Said nothing less. I could probably pull up my subscribers right now, and I can show you that since I've been making this video, I probably lost subscribers. I was at 212. Let's see where I'm at. Yep, 210. I've lost 2 subscribers since I started making this video. So, I have lost, what, 200 subscribers off of Rosanna Pansino, and people are literally applauding this over there. You are a drama commentary channel. You are a drama commentary channel, and you are having Manny MUA on your channel. Oh, wait a second. I had a couple people that sent me your tags. For this video, and you actually have James Charles tagged in your video. I don't remember you talking about James Charles. I watched the whole video. You didn't once talk about James Charles. Not once. So you are aware that Manny MUA has a connection to James Charles. You are aware of James Charles' scandals because you've covered every single one of them on your channel and had very strong stance about it being problematic. And you have one of his closest friends that allows him to continue to have a platform today. Girl, you better never come out and talk about James Charles again. Seriously? Because I would be eaten alive for that. So if it's going to be... Listen, this is where I think it is the hypocrisy of people holding YouTube drama channels account. Okay? You do your face reveal, okay? I'm really disappointed in this. You could have sat down and done a face reveal by yourself. You didn't have to have Manny in this video, girl. Okay? People would have lived for that anyway. People would have loved for you to do a face reveal where you're doing your makeup in a mirror and nobody can see you, and all of a sudden you turn the mirror around. People would have lived for that. You didn't need to have Manny MUA. What was your need to have Manny MUA in this? And call it Manny MUA exposes spill. It stopped. I don't understand that, okay? And I have a right to be disappointed in you. I do. People have been disappointed in me for a lot less. I don't know what to think about it. And then I'm like looking at these tags, and I'm like, Jeffree Star, Manny MUA, because you referenced Dramageddon in there. James Charles, Jeffree Star. You don't talk about Jeffree Star in this video at all. You referenced Dramageddon. You never once talk about Jeffree Star in this video. Sam and Colby. Girl, I'm confused about these tags, okay? But what the tags tell me, since you tagged James Charles in that, is that you typed out James Charles. You said in the video you're not a team, you're not a company, you're you, okay? So you typed out your tags. You chose to type out James Charles, okay? So while you're typing his name out, that's not just mindless, okay? You're fully aware of the connection of James Charles and Manny MUA. You are very close with Manny MUA. I know that. Don't act like that's not true. I know that, okay? I've heard from multiple people behind the scenes how close you are with him, okay? So I'm confused by this, okay? Why you thought this was a good choice. But here's the thing is, it doesn't matter, because people will be fine with it. People will be like, oh my God, you know, it's fantastic, and oh my God, Manny slay, and whatever, right? So don't fucking ever come for me over my opinion again. Seriously, I don't want to ever hear somebody come for me for my opinion again on a video. Because if I pull this shit, I would be eaten alive. I wouldn't have a channel tomorrow. Somebody just said, and I just addressed this in a video the other day, they said other drama channels can do stuff, but if Peter does it, he gets demolished for it. And here's a perfect example of it, right? Number one, I don't even understand why you thought this was a good choice, okay? But people are living for it, and you knew they would, because people would just excuse shit away left and right, okay? But what I don't understand from a drama commentary channel is that you did this, and you addressed Manny striking your video, and you talking about Manny. Some people will be like, well, she talks about Manny on her channel. Do you? Do you talk about him being a predator protector and being one of the people that allows James Charles to have a platform to this day? Or is that not important to you? Are you cool with that? I guess you're cool with that. I don't know. I'm not cool with that. But I guess you are. But I've really respected you for a long time. I'm not saying that I still don't, but I'm confused about this. I think you've earned your place where you are. I think you've earned your subscribers and your views. You've done really hard work. I think you are a fantastic YouTuber. This move confuses me. It disappoints me. And Manny getting in this video talking about how Sam from Here for the Tea was the one that called him and told him to take down the strike off of Spill Sesh's channel. That doesn't surprise me, and I knew that already, right? Sam was always somebody that was calling somebody up, trying to have them to do the right thing. That's an unknown fact about Sam, you know? I'll never forget. Y'all think we don't hold each other accountable? I'll never forget, okay? When all them horrible tweets came out that I've addressed now in 3 or 4 videos, okay, of mine from 10 years ago came out. And I called Sam and I said, I do not know what to do. And she said, you need to get in a video and you need to read every tweet and not excuse it away. And you need to apologize for it and make amends for it and say it won't happen again. I said, you really think that's what you need to do? She goes, you need to get in a video, and you need to apologize for every tweet and read every tweet. And I got in a video, because I respected her so much at that time. I got in a video, and I did what she said. Dustin Daly told me to do the same thing. So because of the two of them, because we were all 3 friends at the time, I got in a video, because I thought what they were giving me was good advice. But y'all don't think that we call each other out behind the scenes. So I got in a video and I read every tweet from back in the day, addressed those tweets, and it hasn't happened since. And you think that me calling out other YouTubers is too much, when behind the scenes, the drama commentary channels hold each other accountable. And 4 years ago, people were losing their shit and unsubscribing so fast over channels because they were being sent pallets, okay? And thrown up in video series that they were on Payroll. Well, this is Payroll 2.0, okay? Period, end of story. to get invited to a party or go to a makeup event. Who the fuck would care? My integrity is more important than that. Period. End story. And that's my opinion, okay? That's my opinion. And I know that this opinion's not going to be popular, and I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off. That's fine. My battery died. I had to go inside and get another battery because I was saying, I know that this is not going to be a popular opinion. I know this is, you know, people are going to take issue with this and probably unsubscribe by the masses and stuff like that. But this isn't just me standing up for myself. This is me standing up for my community, and this is me standing up for the OG drama channels that took a lot of shit and existed years before people were getting hundreds of thousands of views and being called literally horrible names for being sent a fucking pallet. I hope that we match that same energy, okay? I hope that we do, because I'm sitting back there and I'm watching this video. Like I said, like, I respect her. She's earned her place. She's worked very, very hard, you know? But this confuses me. Like, I'm confused and I'm disappointed. I don't think she's a bad person. I don't think she's a horrible person. But what it does say to me by watching this video, and not just the fact that she had Manny in it, but when she was saying all these things about TMZ and what she wanted. I mean, it was interesting to me that she said she always wanted to be like this investigative reporter and she wants to do interviews like 60 Minutes. You literally had Manny do your makeup on your face reveal, and you didn't ask him important questions about James Charles or anything like that, but you tagged James Charles in your video, so that was on your mind, right? You want to be a 60-minute reporter and then ask people investigative questions. Here was your opportunity, and you didn't do it. So it was just to have Manny in your video doing your makeup for the face reveal. Okay, so this is a relationship that goes back and forth, right? Like, I give you something, you give me something. Is that what this is? I'm confused, okay? Because for me, right, Manny ain't asking to be in no videos of me. I called Manny out and he unfollowed me. So you can be a little softer on Manny from now on? This is Jeffree Star befriending all the drama channels back in the day. That's what this is to me, okay? I wouldn't be friends with an influencer. Period, end of story. Wouldn't go out to no club with them. Wouldn't go to no parties of theirs. None of that stuff. Because if I'm going to get in a video, I'm going to say what I have to say. Unedited, okay? Raw and unedited. I'm going to say what I have to say. I'm not going to sit there in no video with them and laugh like I ain't got issues with them. I watched her video back when she was talking about James Charles and holding myself accountable. She talks about how serious of an issue is this, right? In her video with Manny, she talked about how drama changed and it became very serious, and they were talking about serious issues. Are you talking about James Charles? Talking about James Charles and the allegations and how the article came out in Cosmopolitan this year that he's still talking to people in their DMs. And one of his closest friends is Manny MUA that continues to allow him to have launches and does reviews of his makeup. And that's who you chose to, but this is a serious topic, right? That you say in your videos? Okay. So Manny MUA gets in this video and he wants to say this about Sam, this is the hypocrisy of Manny MUA. Okay, this is why Manny MUA is not who he claims to be. He always wants to act like he's such a nice person. He's always been so friends with drama channels and all this kind of stuff. So Manny MUA talks about how it was Sam from Here for the Tea that had Manny take down the strike off of Spill Sesh's video. That might be true, okay? I had heard of that before, and that wouldn't surprise me because those were the kind of things that Sam would do. Sam would call somebody up and say, I really think that you need to think this through. I think you need to do this, whatever, right? Okay. But there were many of us that were also talking to Sam about things that she felt, in certain ways she felt. Like, for example, through the years that I was friends with Sam, Manny was very good friends with Sam. Sam was good friends with a lot of influencers. Sam was very supportive of Manny, to the point that Sam would get called out, okay, for calling out calling out Jeffree Star, but never calling out Manny MUA. All right, this is the whole Payroll era. Sam would get called out left and right. They would say, Manny MUA is literally one of your closest friends. Okay, now we see Manny MUA in a face reveal with Spill Sesh, another drama channel, okay? So this is important to reference. Sam would get called out left and right, okay, about being friends with Manny MUA. And I'm not saying that Sam was purity of the world. I think we all know otherwise, right? But I'm talking about in this situation. Sam's feelings were very, very hurt. She had been so supportive of Manny, okay? would call him up when stories would come out, give him warnings about that, talk about things behind the scenes. She'd talk to him all the time. She told me on the phone, whatever. You know, and I know that that's true because Manny was the person that called me. Well, he was the second person that called me and informed me that she had passed away. Okay? I know that they were close. When Manny came out with his palette with Morphe, there was a huge party, and there was PR and all this kind of stuff. Guess who was left off that list? Sam. When Sam confronted Manny about that, Manny said, I can't possibly invite you. You've like literally come for Morphe in all your videos. Like, it was Manny's release with Morphe. Okay? It was Manny's release. And Manny told Sam that there was no way that he could invite her. One of his what she considered one of her closest friends, probably her closest friend, that Manny couldn't invite her because it would be a bad look for him. Because she had come for him. So please tell me, okay, that you couldn't invite your closest friend to your launch of your makeup, but you're getting in a video with Spill Session, a face reveal, that this is not contrived and calculated, at least on your part, Manny, to try to have less people talk about you and you be in the favor of the drama channels, okay? Get the fuck out of here with that. Seriously? And guess who was behind the scenes, okay, talking to Sam, telling her that she should forgive you because she unfollowed you on social media. She made it very clear to you she wanted nothing to do with you over this. And it was myself and Sam's other closest friend that were calling her up while she was crying on the phone, okay, that she couldn't believe how dedicated and loyal she had been to you. And that you were so ashamed and embarrassed of her that you wouldn't have her to this launch. And it was myself and her other closest friend that were talking to her on the phone when she was crying and upset, saying to her, please forgive Manny. Give him another chance. He has been a good friend to you. And after a month of her not talking to you, she spoke to you again and she forgave you. So please cry me a fucking river about all this kind of stuff. You want to paint this picture on there? You are not as grand as you think you are, okay? I've been knowing you're a shit person for a while, and I stuck around way too long, okay? The red signs were there. She told me a lot of shit behind the scenes, Manny. There's a lot of shit that I know that you don't think I know, okay? If Manny's so willing to do videos with drama channels today that he gets no payoff from whatsoever and they don't get any payoff from it, here, Manny, here's an invitation to sit down and do an unedited interview with me on camera. Well, I will ask you all the hard-hitting questions, okay, about why you don't have your friendship with Jeffree Star anymore, about your friendship with James Charles and why you continue to support him, and don't just sit there and say to me that James Charles, if you knew him behind the scenes like you said to me on the phone, okay, then you would know that that's not who he really is, because I'm going to come with facts and evidence, okay? I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. If you're willing to do, if this is your drama channel era, not just because you got another in with another drama channel, and she's your new here for the tea, okay, to make things easier for you, if that ain't the case, then sit down with all the drama channels, okay? If you're an equal opportunity person, sit down with me and I'll ask you the questions that Spill Sesh wasn't willing to ask you. If she wants to be a 60-minute investigator, I'll ask you those questions. I'll pay for my plane ticket out to LA. I'll pay for my hotel room. I'll pay for the studio. We can sit there and I will interview you and ask you all the questions. Okay? Unedited and raw. There you go. There's your invitation. So I'll let you guys know when that video is coming. Anyway, I have to just say, I think more than anything, I am mesmerized, okay, and just confused and disappointed in this. I don't understand it. I don't understand the necessity to have Manny in this video. There was none. You know, Spilly, people would have just loved you just as much if you had just done this video on your own. It would have hit the same. There was no reason to have Manny in it. So then my question is why, okay? What's the motive behind that? To hype it up more? It really takes away, to be honest with you, the way that I was, and I'm comparing this to me, okay? So people don't think that I'm being cruel. The way that I was receiving PR and people were saying that we were on the payroll, which was a huge reason why I stopped taking PR, okay? Because I didn't think that I could give an unbiased view. What it's giving to me very much that it takes away some of your integrity for me, in all honesty, okay? How you're going to get in a video. Now I'm going to question everything you say in the video and wonder whose parties you're going to and who you're talking to. Is that more important to you than really sharing the truth of the story behind the scenes? I don't know anymore, right? I don't know. But all I know is, for all those people out there that wanted to accuse all them drama channels of being on the payroll back in the day, where's your energy today? We'll see, won't we? We'll see. We'll see how many videos were made about this. We'll see how many videos were made about this. But, you know, like Dustin Daly said in his video, and I'll say it in mine, I don't want any hate sent to her. I don't hate her. I don't understand it. I'm confused. I'm disappointed from a colleague of mine. And she's a lot bigger than mine, right? She probably don't even think of me. That's okay. I can still have my opinion. All I know is that I'm held to a higher standard for a lot less. That's confusing to me as well. So anyway, cross that video off of my list. Not the Jacqueline one, though. That one will probably come tomorrow. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys. I'm already prepared and expecting the unpopular opinions. That's okay. That's okay. Hey, listen, in my comment section below, I don't delete comments. Just saying. Anyway, love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.